Hey Warriors, how's it going? It's Mr. Adams here to do a classroom lesson for you. Due to the COVID, we're just trying to socially distance as much as possible and also respect your teacher and your time. So typically when I go into classrooms, I'm there for maybe the hour, the whole entire period. It's going to be a little bit different today, but I do hope you do pay attention and learn something from this, because today we are going to be talking about the 8 characteristics of having character. And so I'm just going to kind of delete my screen. It's going to kind of go down to the bottom of the corner here, and we're going to go ahead and begin. So we're talking about the 8 essentials of character. So today's objectives are for you to reflect on your own character and identity and how you could improve it too, because none of us are perfect. So there's always room for growth. There's always room for improvement. We want you to understand what it means to have a shared mental model. What is a mental model exactly? Well, I will share that with you. Finally, I want you to know the 8 essentials of character so you can begin putting them into practice. Now, I'm all about positivity. I think most of you probably already know that. That's been around me. And so I'm all about being kind to others. And I think something as simple as a smile or something as simple as a hi when you see somebody, especially if you don't know them and you're just trying to make them have a better day, or just try to engage in a little bit of conversation. Sometimes that is just the easiest thing to do. And so when you're passing people, we just want you to say hi, or hey, what's up, or hey, I like your shirt, or hey, those are pretty cool shoes. But we want it to be intentional. I don't want it to be fake. I want you to be really genuine about what you're saying in the conversations that you're having with others. But I do want to say you need to be respectful toward them. If you know you're going to be saying something that isn't going to be positive, then just keep on walking. Just ignore the person, keep on walking. Our school is amazing, and I think you are all amazing, and I've seen nothing but many, many good things out of the majority of you, so I'm really proud of you for all that. So just want to kind of tell you to be intentional. Say hi to people, smile at someone, ask about their day. Look for good in people as well. We do want to have a genuine compliment, like I said, like, hey, I like your shoes or whatever. But give a genuine compliment to 5 people throughout your day is going to be our goal moving forward, because we do want to spread kindness as much as possible. I know this is, we're going to be talking about kindness here a little bit later, but this is, to me, probably the most important part of the characters that you need to have of these 8 essentials. So look for people doing things for others, or do something for somebody else. Open the door for someone. It doesn't even have to be a student. It could be a teacher as well. So these are many, many cool things that you could be doing to help spread positivity and make our school even better than it already is. I do want to get out a piece of paper, like blank piece of paper. Your teacher should have blank pieces of paper passed out to you already, but I want you to have a piece of paper like this. And what I'm going to have you do is just follow some pretty simple instructions, and then we're going to kind of compare it to what you did with maybe someone pretty close to you while keeping socially distanced. So the first thing that you're going to do is take this paper and make it into a square. Now, this is a square up to you. It could be small, it could be big. Whatever you think a square is to you, I want you to go ahead and fold the paper into what you believe a square is. And I'm going to do the same. I'm going to kind of share my step-by-steps with you as we go along. Teachers, at this point too, feel free to pause this video and allow them to get a couple minutes to fold their papers, and then we will start from there. I'm actually going to kind of pause this video myself, give you about 30 to 40 seconds. When you're done, go ahead and unpause it and we'll start again. So welcome back. I have folded my paper into a square. I'm going to kind of make my screen a little bit bigger for you here, just real quick. This is not a perfect square, so these don't have to be perfect, all right? This is whatever you believe it is, and this is what I came up with right here. This is my square, which, as you can see, is more of a rectangle than anything else. We're going to bring me back down here. Now what we're going to do is a couple steps. I want you to unfold your paper, if you can see me unfolding it, completely done. It could be this way unfolded, or it could be this way unfolded. All right, and then what I want you to do is draw a star on one half of your paper. It could be anywhere. Do not put it directly in the middle, but if you want to put it a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right or way at the top or way at the bottom, I want you to go ahead and draw a star. So again, we're going to pause, give you a couple seconds to do that, and then we'll come back. All right, welcome back. So I have drawn my star. Again, hopefully your teacher read the slide and is having you share your piece of paper with a neighbor. If not, again, please pause again. But I want to share my star right here. Again, I put mine at the very, very top right of my paper, but some of you may have put it on the left. Some of you may have put it somewhere in the middle of the paper, but on one side. Some of you may have even decided, hey, I'm going to put a star on the bottom because I like what stars are on, on the bottom. So that is step one. And as you can see, some of your papers may be alike, some of them may be a little bit different. So our next step is what we're going to do is on the same paper, I want you to draw a tree on the other half of the paper. So if you have a star on the right-hand side, you're going to draw a tree somewhere on the left. If you have a star on the left-hand side, you are going to draw a tree somewhere on the right. Again, it could be on the bottom, it could be in the middle, it could be at the top. It's wherever you want. This is your paper. This is your little project. All right? So go ahead and do that. And then once you are done, please share with a neighbor. And let's compare to see if any of your trees look the same, your stars look the same, your placement of these items are the same. And if they're different, that's fine too. So let's just go ahead and do that, and then we'll compare. All right, welcome back. I'm going to go ahead and show you my beautiful artwork here. So as you can see, this is my tree. I put it at the bottom of the paper. It doesn't have any roots showing. Some of you may have roots on it. But what I did is I put a couple branches on it. Some of you may have branches, some of you don't. Put some fruit in it. Some of you even may have a hole in their tree. All right. What I did is I put two branches on, kind of like arms, I guess. And then I put a tire swing on it because we have a swing at my house. So it's something that kind of actually is a little bit more personal to me. So again, your trees may look completely different. Some of them may look amazing because you guys are artists and I'm not an artist. So just think about what people have done, where their placement of their trees were. Look at where their stars are, how their stars are made. Obviously, mine's a bunch of zigzags, so there's a bunch of differences between my paper and yours, I'm pretty sure already. So I'm going to go ahead and put myself back at the bottom here. So did you notice that even given the same directions, that sometimes the results are different? I made it simple. Turn your paper into a square. But some of you may have folded it 5 or 6, 7, 8 times. I folded mine twice. Why do we think that is, though? Why are the results different when the directions were the same? I want you to go ahead with your teacher and maybe give some of your opinions for a couple minutes, and then we'll come back to what the shared mental model is about. All right, once again, welcome back, and hopefully you had a pretty good discussion about, why these results may have differed. And what I want to tell you is there are some things that we will talk about this year as we move forward for the second semester. So like when I said the word square, most of you probably think about something with 4 equal sides. Maybe you didn't develop anything with 4 equal sides like I didn't, but some of you in your head or the way you folded your paper thought about a square maybe that was colorful or big or small, like I said previously. And then when I said draw a star, you may have thought about maybe a bright star in the sky, or maybe a star with many different points on it. Maybe it was glowing. Maybe it was, the star was behind your tree, like in a scene or like in a painting. So the tree could have been something very, very similar as well. It could have been a palm tree, just a tree with bare branches, tree with no fruit. Our minds are all different. So we all work differently. We all view things differently. And usually this is an amazing thing, and it allows us to be creative and pretty awesome in all honesty, because it allows us to be unique. And sometimes, though, this is important that we think the same way about the same things. And that is what the shared mental model is. So we are going to go ahead and talk about the 8 characteristics the 8 essentials of character. And again, these are 8 things I find to be extremely important. These things that if we could live these out in our lives, really make us better people. The 8 essentials that I want to talk about today are patience, kindness, honesty, respect, selflessness, forgiveness, humility, and commitment. So just to talk about patience and exactly what patience is, by definition of the essential character of what patience is, it's the habit that we can develop to help us respond from our values other than our own urges and emotions. So basically, we develop these habits and we have these values and we have these urges and we have these emotions. But patience is kind of like if you think of the head of a coin or something like that. The head of the coin is our value, and it's in charge of our heart or in charge of our emotions. And you can think of the emotions as the other side or the tails of the coin. So it's being able to control our emotions, especially when we are maybe feeling angry or frustrated. It's allowing us not to maybe speak out negatively at others or react out physically to others. Then we have kindness. So kindness, again, is giving attention, appreciation, and encouragement to others. It's really lifting people up. It's saying, hey, good morning. How are you doing? Oh, I like that shirt. Kind of like what we discussed a little bit before. I saw what you did, and I really wanted to let you know I appreciate that. Hey, you had a really good race today, or you played really good in the basketball game. Those are ways to show kindness, and that's kind of what kindness is. So again, we're going to kind of move through these a little quickly here. Honesty is the next essential. And really it's simple. It's being free of deception. So trust, which is built by honesty and integrity, is the glue that holds relationships together. Whether it's a friendship, a girlfriend or boyfriend, a marriage or whatever, that honesty is there. And people, honesty is the tough side of love. That is kind of the tough side of love is basically a way to put it. It's about clarifying expectations for others. Let's go ahead and move on to respect. Hopefully that was clear enough for you. I do apologize if that was a little confusing. You are more than willing to reach out to me for further questions after this. So respect is simply treating everyone like they are important. That includes, again, friends, someone in your relationship with, family members, teachers, cafeteria workers. And you know what? Everyone is capable of respecting others. And respect is not earned, it is given. So if you're respectful, you choose to treat people like they are important, even when they behave poorly, or maybe even don't deserve it because maybe they've done you wrong in some way or another. Moving on to selflessness. It's meeting the needs of others. In all honesty, that's kind of the easiest way to put it without getting too into it. So it's almost having sacrifice to serve others. Your willingness to set aside your own wants and needs and seeking out others' wants and needs. That's kind of what selflessness is about. Let's move on to forgiveness. So forgiveness is a skill or a habit of accepting limitations in others and to tolerate imperfection. Because let's be honest, not a single one of us are perfect. We all are all imperfect. And forgiveness is letting go of that resentment that often lingers when people let you down. Whether it's a parent, a teacher, a school counselor, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, your best friend. It's being able to just kind of say, I'm just going to let that go. I'm not going to let it affect me moving forward because I'm trying to be a person of integrity and I want to be honest and I want to be respectful and I want to be selfless. I want to be patient and kind and all these other kind of things. So forgiveness is really just letting that go, letting that resentment go. And it's really probably one of the hardest things that anyone could do in life. Forgiving someone that hurt them. Moving on to humility. This is being able to keep things in perspective while making yourself vulnerable and keeping your ego under control. So, showing humility is not taking yourself too seriously. You're able to laugh at yourself. You could laugh at things in the world. You could have fun. You could be positive. But you're not going to necessarily give credit to yourself. Or you're not going to give credit to others as well. You're not seeking out credit. You're not saying, look at me, look at me, look at me, look what I did, or look what so-and-so did. Even though it is good to show, some of that stuff from time to time, especially if you're bragging on somebody else, but you want to do it in a respectful manner. So that humility portion is just not really just barfing that onto others. Our final one is commitments. And this is probably going to be a struggle for so many of you, especially at the middle school level. But commitment is sticking to your choice. Let's bring this into helping people. So committing to helping others requires a passion for doing what you say you are going to do and following through on those promises. So basically you're going to finish what you started. And I'm not talking about threats or anything negative. Okay, you're not going to say, well, I told you I was going to fight you, so let's fight, man. Let's fight, let's do this. No, that's not what I'm talking about. But it is physically toward helping others or being there for others. If I say I want to be there for you, I'm not going to stand you up. I'm not going to do you wrong. That is commitment. It's sticking to your choice. So one last activity I want to do is I want you to take that paper that you had, this paper right here. So it has your star. Let's make this a little bit bigger. It has your star and it has your tree. And knowing what these definitions now are, I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller here. I want you to put the words on this paper: patience, kindness, humility, respect, selflessness, forgiveness, honesty, and commitment. And what I want you to do is put them somewhere on the paper of where they mean to you. In my eyes, I kind of have this drawn up on another piece of paper here. And this is just for me. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger again, sorry. So up here, for me, it means I need to work on this. In the middle says, I am sort of patient, but I'm sort of not. And then down here, to me, is I'm really strong. I'm really rooted in that. And that's where kind of the tree is rooted in it. So we're all going to have different answers. You can put them on any part of the page. It doesn't have to be in the middle. It doesn't have to be in a straight line. It can be wherever you believe they need to go. But what I want you to do is take about 3 to 5 minutes before we finish, and then we're going to take our post-test and write those 8 essentials below. And think about it. Think about where you're going to put them. Put it on the paper. If you have any questions, please ask your teacher. And I thank you so much for your time. Again, do this and complete that post-test for me. It's really important that you do that so I could collect some really cool data and information and nerd out over it. And Warriors, thank you so much. Again, I appreciate you all. Take care.